available. Yeah. Or this one might be. So, speaking of which, let's hop on into the league here that we're going to be playing. So this is Piegonti's Goblin combo list. Piegonti is a good new friend of the channel. He picked up and played the Kin and Erosa deck when that was poppin'. And from that, I have enjoyed watching a good chunk of his content. He's mostly a tribal deck player. Etron, humans, and the new Goblin combo deck have been his specialties over the last little while. So that is super great. We are going to be playing this list here. So as explained before, this is trying to leverage the Goblin combo with Conspicuous Snoop. For red, you get a 2/2 Goblin Rogue. It says play with the top card of your library revealed. You may cast Goblin spells from the top of your library, and as long as the top card of your library is a Goblin card, Conspicuous Snoop has all activated abilities of that card. So what are we going to do with this? We are going to have a Kiki-Jiki put on top with our good friend Boggart Harbinger. And when you put the Kiki-Jiki on top, you can then copy this Conspicuous Snoop with the Conspicuous Snoop having Kiki-Jiki's ability over and over and over and over again until you have a deterministically large number of Snoops in play. Then you copy your Boggart Harbinger with the last one. You get yourself a Sling-Gang Lieutenant on top of your library, at which point you can sacrifice each Snoop you have to itself to deal 1 damage to your opponent and gain 1 life. So this is an infinite combo that can kill your opponent as early as turn 3. Around this, there are also a large number of interesting goblins in here. One of the first things to mention is Goblin Matron, which was printed into Modern and Modern Horizons. This is a 3-mana 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, you get to search your library for any goblin and put it into your hand. So what this allows us to do is have a toolbox element for our deck, as well as being able to tutor up redundant combo pieces. So whatever combo piece we're missing, we can get that, or we can get grindy tools like Goblin Ringleader or Sling-Gang Lieutenant, or one of Pashalik Mons, one of Goblin Warchief, one of Goblin Cratermaker. So these are our one-ofs in the main to keep an eye on, but Munitions Expert is also an excellent card to grab as well. Don't think there's too much to say about this. One of the things to point out is this is the more aggressive mid-range / grindy package you could have in your main deck, with the disruptive elements like Thoughtseize living in our sideboard. We've got Plague Engineers for the mirror match or playing against other tribal decks. We've got some Goblin Trashmaster. Oh, another one of the one-ofs in our deck that we can tutor for is Tarfire. So this is the card Shock, but it is a tribal instant goblin, so not only can we put it in our hand with Goblin Matron, but Conspicuous Snoop can even cast it off the top of your library. I think that's everything, so let's hop on into a league here and see if I can't have a better go of it than the last time I tried to play a Goblin combo deck. Earlier today, we were saying a farewell to Astrolabe when we were unceremoniously removed from a league, so I guess I now know what happens when that happens. So without further ado, off into new adventures here in Modern. Oh, Etron is a list I could put on the docket for tomorrow. I don't really want to play it, but it's a good deck, and it never used Astrolabe. We're here against Tegan time in round 1. We've got everything we need to combo down our opponent, so we're going to keep this. We're going to play Cavern of Souls Goblin into Aether Vial here on turn 1. And a couple of lucky draws, and this is going to be easy peasy. One of the things I did not point out earlier with the Conspicuous Snoop is that you do need your Snoop to not have summoning sickness when you go to combo off. So The Snoop does not have haste. It does not gain haste from the card on top of your library. It looks like we're going to be against Titan here in round 1, and they mulled to 5 on the initial hand, so we may be in a bit of luck. Play out my Bloodstained Mire here. Flooding out more than a little bit, but between Goblin Matron and Boggart Harbinger, we should be fine. We can actually play Goblin Matron. Our Aether Vial is going to be on 2, so we'll be threatening the combo immediately. So if they're able to go off on their turn 3, I believe that's going to be too slow, generally. Let's see how they're doing over there. They had a turn to explore with a less than spectacular showing thus far. Simic Growth Chamber, okay. Certainly they can go far with that card. And the Blood Crypt. For some reason I have to place the Aether Vial in the stack. So it was interesting. Oh, well. So what this means? Oh, so I'm going to play Auntie's Hovel, show off the Goblin Matron, play the Goblin Matron. I'm going to use Goblin Matron to fetch something that isn't a Conspicuous Snoop, because I think it's incredibly unlikely that they can pick off my, hold on, Ringleader. Does it have a better art? Oh, does this have a better art? Does this have a better art? No, they all have the same art. I'm going to get Goblin Ringleader here, looking like I'm going down the line of the grindy plan. And then we have Aether Vial to drop in our Ringleader at the end of their turn. Not our Ringleader, our Conspicuous Snoop. Sure, that's fine. So as long as they don't get Valakut going with a fetch land in play, we're kind of in the clear here. So I'm assuming they don't have any main deck disruption. And this is going to be just a tad too slow. So nice, clean closeout here. Should be. We shall see. They're going to have an uncounterable Titan. Okay. Okay, so play Auntie's Hovel, reveal my Ringleader. Let's drop in my Harbinger and just hopefully win the game. So we want to do this. We want to put Kiki-Jiki on top. Looks like my opponent's already conceded. They know it's up, and they're not going to force us to click through it, which is great because I have shown my ability to spectacularly fail at that point. That said, let's head on to game 2, see if I can sideboard correctly against Omelet. I don't think I need Tarfire for anything I can think of, but I think I want Thoughtseize to mess with their early game, and we definitely want some Blood Moons here. We can also turn to Blood Moon with Skirk Prospector, so that is Neato Burrito. Just a little tired, guys, so I apologize if my energy level is not what it normally is. Today has been just surprisingly, yeah. So I think I'll cut an Expert. Goblin Warchief still possibly good. One of Pashalik Mons seems fine. We'll go down a Ringleader. We'll go down, I think Aether Vials on the draw, I believe, is supposed to be the wisdom, as per my good friend Roy, who referenced me to a video by the Merfolk Master of the Aether Vial, Nikachu, which I never watched. Should have, but I didn't. We've got the Cratermaker to deal with omelets, in theory. I do wonder if I want Trashmaster in this matchup, just so that we could potentially bring in Trashmaster and pop multiple omelets in one go. But I think I've sideboarded largely enough here. Mogg War Marshal we're going to keep with the cost reduction of Goblin Warchief and the haste. Potentially just being a good way to go down the mid-range grindy plan. But on the flip side, I do feel like this matchup's really supposed to be all about combo. So I don't know if that's correct at all. Pashalik Mons plus a Sling-Gang Lieutenant is just so close to a kill very quickly. Like, you only need 5 or 6 goblins in play for it to be a brutal, brutal amount of damage. I did see the Tunneling Cat get killed earlier today by a Goblin Piledriver, which I really wished that a like mono red version of this deck had made it into Modern. How many lands are we playing? Can I keep this hand? This would be really greedy, right? 23. So I don't have an Aether Vial. My opponent's mulliganed. I just my 2 mana plays are kind of weak, even if we peel the land. I do have a couple shots at lands, and our curve is really good here, but there's no combo potential, so we're just going to ship that. This is slow, but my opponent's going to 5. I wonder if I should be keeping this. Just because this slow, sort of grindy plan seems like it could be really good against their lackluster one. I am going to keep this. Roy might yell at me. That's fine. I can take it. As long as Roy's not yelling at you. Roy, you're not yelling at my chat, are you? No, you're reading up all the deck lists that I've put together for tomorrow. Being an incredible friend and Magic player. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I boarded out the Tarfires out of my deck, and yeah, I like Astrolabe a lot. I don't know. It made a lot of fair decks that I really liked in Modern viable, and I like that. So I'm just a little bit despondent. Okay, we're just gonna slam the Snoop here. If we top deck a Harbinger, then we get to win the game. They have a way to remove it. We get to carry on from here anyway. If we get to Thoughtseize next turn, we'll see if they can get close to a Titan. I can play Cratermaker and Thoughtseize next turn. Yeah, I do feel dejected. I mean, it's the first time that I've really felt like I've gotten hit by the brunt of a ban that has felt unbelievably unjustified. It just doesn't, I don't know, it's not sitting right. Which is fine. I mean, this happens. These bans happen. I'm pretty sure I'm just supposed to play this Matron and just go for combo next turn. The other option is to Thoughtseize them. Obviously, they kept their hand for a reason. So Thoughtseizing them is the safer play. Yeah. So we're playing this anyway. So if they're able to get the Titan down next turn, assuming they have something like Castle Garenbreg in their hand or another Karoo, then if the last card is a Titan, they get the Titan, and the Titan is going to be able to knock down my Conspicuous Snoop. So I think I'm supposed to Thoughtseize here. Let's see if my gamble paid off or went the other way. Maybe they have Veil of Summer. Jesus. But they don't have enough mana to play it. Okay, so yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't, I don't want to be down on it. It's just like Astrolabe decks were what I liked in Modern, and I don't know. It let fair decks that I like survive in a way that they hadn't been able to do so before, and they weren't a joke. Finally you could play fair decks in a way that didn't feel like you were trying to play a different game from everyone else. Okay, so we've got combo next turn. And we've got the Cratermaker, so let's just knock down their omelet here. And unless they hit a very specific draw, I think we got this. I mean, here's the thing. I'm sure this is what everyone feels like when their cards get banned. It's just the first time it's really felt unjustified to me. And when Modern exists, like look at this crap that I just did to this person here, you know? Like, yeah. I'm sure the math was in their favor on what they did, but it just feels frustrating. When the Mox Opal decks were a big deal, and Oko, I mean, I own 3 copies of Oko still. It was banned when I was playing it in Modern, but I was like, it's totally justified, 100%, definitely the right thing to do. Mox Opal felt less good in that banning cycle, but I was like, no. I knew this thing was busted in half. Like, I'm not saying it should go, but I'm saying I understand it. But with Astrolabe, I just don't get it. It's just a tough one for me. It's a bitter pill to swallow, and it's a freaking common too. It was like it was nice. It united, you know, a lot of people could play Astrolabe and play multicolored decks, and they weren't even that great across the board. But obviously, the top tier of them were problematic. Okay, we're here against frequent 5-0er E Principe. I believe they also stream. Yeah, we're gonna keep this sort of medium hand. Go turn 1 Bloodstained Mire, turn 2 probably Mogg War Marshal, and see where we go from there. So what I really like about Piegonti's version of Goblins, and part of the reason I wanted to play it, part of the reason I wanted to play it is I appreciate that he managed to put in a good amount of grinding ability into this deck. So similar to some of the Urza decks that I played, this deck really has a oh no. That's got to be Neobrand, so we're probably dead next turn. This is like has a combo kill, but it also can play a fair game, which I love. All right, yeah, we'll just play the War Marshal. Just hope that we get to do something reasonable. But yeah, and I think, yeah, just looping back, like I loved every part of what Astrolabe did, like the way it went into the non-artifact decks and the way it went into the artifact decks was just like super sweet in both of them. And I just really appreciated both of them. So, okay. Cavern's a good draw. I promise I'm not going to be a bitter old fart. I just going to take some grieving. So do I want to play Boggart Harbinger here or Cratermaker? Harbinger could get me Skirk Prospector. Skirk Prospector could get my Sling-Gang into play. Or do we just hope that we're just going to peel land? The other trick about this one is I get to keep a Tarfire ready to go. And the plus side of keeping a Tarfire ready to go here is it's potentially... Yeah. Wait, what is this? Holy crap, it's not... this isn't Neobrand? What the hell just happened? Okay. Okay. Well. So this guy? Oh my god. Okay. Well, smork. So I'm assuming I'm against blue or Bant Spirits or Bant Tempo, Bant Midrange. This Collective Company? Yeah. It's Bant Midrange or Spirits. So they're seeing if they can hit a Geist of Saint Traft or something similar. They hit one creature. Yikes. That's fine. Sure. Wall of text incoming. Okay. Let me just copy your wall of text so I can consult it later, Roy. Because I actually care about your notes here. I'm definitely going to check these later. So anything that you send me about the deck list, I'll check them out later. Okay. Blackcleave. I'm pretty sure we just go Sling-Gang Smork. Yeah, we do. Facebook message it to me. Okay. I can't see my opponent killing me out of nowhere at this point. What's up, Pensewer? I was supposed to... I F6'd, and I could have gotten an extra point of damage there, which might be relevant. We'll see. Bant Snow Control? Nice. Okay. I was checking some stuff on MTGO and noticed Blood Moon and Snaring Bridge used to go at crazy high prices. What made them drop so much, and can we expect them to ever get back? Well, I assume it was Astrolabe and the proliferation of snowlands. But I'm not seeing... Like, obviously I'm not looking at what you're looking at, so I don't know what the timing was. Okay, so we go Matron for Munitions Expert. We expert down... any of their creatures. Hold on. I think they're... Yeah, I think we just got him dead at that point. Do I have a better... Oh, I can just Pashalik Mons, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Does Pashalik Mons have some kind of stupid clause on it? When Pashalik Mons or another goblin you control dies. No, he does not. Okay. Yeah, this is less finicky. So, and there's no force in modern for creatures. So, sorry. Save targets. Sack a goblin. Save targets. Okay. Okay. Sack a goblin. Yield. Yield. Sack a goblin. Sack a goblin. Combo kill! So, Ensnaring Bridge did get reprinted in between those spots in Masters 25. I don't know how heavily that was opened on MTGO, but that is a potential reason for that. Okay, so there are 3 color decks. I should probably have Blood Moon and I guess Plague Engineer, but Plague Engineer is going to be good against their like sort of aggressiveness, but I don't know how good it's going to be against them in general. And then actually I don't know if I want much more than the Blood Moons. I do definitely think I need to emphasize the combo kill here. Although we can mid-range them down like we did in that game. I think just like a War Marshal and like a Ringleader out on this seemed fine to me. It dropped in paper as well, not as much, probably not good enough of a card anymore. So I mean I think what we Blood Moon is going to be such a better card now. But that's the thing. I think people are... It's going to be good for a minute, but the decks are going to adjust. So like if you look at what a lot of good players are playing right now, in the first period right here, like a lot of people are playing 1 and 2 colored, or 1 to 2 colored decks. Like Aspiring Spike spent his morning playing Blue White Miracles specifically, and I don't know. I'm not sure. Like I feel like the meta will counter adjust to their vulnerability to Blood Moon. So I'm not. It's just going to go back to what it was like before that. I mean. But Blood Moon being better against the decks where it wasn't before means more people will be able to play Blood Moon, and Blood Moon will push some of the Tron decks out, but the Tron decks were already kind of getting bullied by the Gruul decks, so it's like, you know, there's a lot of conflicting elements. Okay, this is way too slow on the draw here, I think. So we'll ship that. This is a great hand. As long as we don't get forced. We're gonna be banging. Hand is a banger. Okay. That said, we are gonna be trying out Blood Moon tomorrow, so we'll see. Yeah, okay. Now there's a gal we didn't see any of last game. Who's that coming somewhere up in the sky? Whoa. Seems like price memory is less of a thing in MTGO compared to paper. Agreed. So one of the things that's a big deal for that is, I think, the lack of things like Commander being as relevant. Ooh, they're going to be attacking with a Sword of Fire and Ice on turn 3. That's a big yikes. Wait, no, I don't always yes. And I don't want to always yield. Damn Aether Vial, why are you so complicated when we're playing in not paper? Okay, well, might as well curve out, despite the fact that I have Aether Vial. Liquidity changes things too. I suppose so. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. So one of the things is like I feel like MTGO is, what do I want to say? It's like a more organic representation of how Magic is. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. What I mean is that MTGO accurately reflects the way a lot of players would play Magic if it were easier to do so. In that deck lists would move. Yeah, I suppose so. But I think it's not just competitive Magic, right? Because I think there's a lot of more casual players who would still change decks very frequently if it were as easy in paper as it is online. But actually acquiring the ideal economic transitions in MTG. Yes, I think that's close to the point I was getting at. Sure. So we'll stack it this way. Mogg War Marshal can die. So I don't have anything to say about that. Yep, get a token. Sticky prices aren't as much of a thing online. Well, exactly, because and there's just like less attachment. Okay, so that's sick, right? Yeah, that's sick. So I just go end of their turn, drop in my Snoop, my turn, drop
Compadres, it is imperative that we crush the freedom fighters before the start of the rainy season.
Thank
and remember,
a
shiny new donkey for whoever brings me the head of Colonel Montoya.
So the question is there anything more, I don't know, more that I have to do with this? And I think the answer is no. We just go poke at them, and then we try to combo them out. Worst case scenario, we're going to have a bunch of goblins in play, and we're going to be able to tutor up, hopefully, a Cratermaker or something similar. Uh-oh. Zibata Skull. Holy crap. Wow. Nice hand. Oh. Well, they're going to have 3 mana left afterwards. But none of it is white? Oh, that's huge. Because they probably don't play any bounce spells or anything of that nature. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and discard this land. They can only make me discard 1 card per turn. So I think... How often do y'all sell cards on MTGO? For instance, you should buy a card direct so you don't play it anymore. Is retain the same value, or do you sell it? I usually sell the things, but I usually also don't buy a lot of cards on MTGO because I use a rental service. So one of the things I will do is I tend to only... Yeah, it does look pretty good for us here. It's just they only have blue and green, and they're tapping it down. So... Oh. Well, that makes it even easier than easier. Sorry, friend. It's goblin time. Okay. Zug zug. Oh, I don't have my soundboard. Hold on. Hello. That's game. Who's that coming? Somewhere up in the sky. Do do do. Fast as a firefly. So I'm supposed to copy the Snoop with this. I've never been forced to do it. Thank God everyone knows how the combo works now.
Work.
Alright. Cruising along here. I think on the play we can do better. Yeah, this is fine. I'm gonna ship the Kiki. Yeah, I do know how to execute the combo. So you activate Conspicuous Snoop with Kiki-Jiki on top of your deck, copying Conspicuous Snoop. And then your new copy of Conspicuous Snoop is an untapped Snoop. So you do the same thing again. You can copy the original, or you can have it copy itself. And then once you have an arbitrarily large number of Conspicuous Snoops in play, you copy the Boggart Harbinger again, you put Sling-Gang Lieutenant on top, and you kill them. Alternatively, if you want to get tricky, then you play a copy of Mogg Fanatic in your deck, because then you can get that instead of the Sling-Gang. And the reason that's important is because of Veil of Summer. Not necessarily relevant, but it can be. This version's not playing a Mogg Fanatic, but it could be. Also, this is one of my favorite cards of all time. Hope you don't do Blood Moon on turn 1 as my last opponent. My response was not today, no. Yeah, so Sling-Gang Lieutenant, for reference, it does target. Oh, is this Luris Jund? Jund with Luris? Make sure it hasn't been errated. Not yet, it hasn't, no. Don't trust my eyes with magic cards anymore. That's fair. Dryad of the Elysian Grove is now a Dryad. Okay, so it looks like... Ooh, it won't be Death's Shadow we're up against. Interesting. Well, let's get the mid-range plan going. Bonk. Interesting potential line if they play a creature. During our upkeep, we have to sacrifice the Mogg War Marshal or pay its echo cost. We do have the opportunity instead to sacrifice it for mana, but we'd have to use the mana during our upkeep, which we could only use on instants like Munitions Expert, which is kind of neat. Okay, Jund of some variety. Red and 6, okay. Ping down, yep. That's... Oh, so I lose the mana. But that's fine, because I don't need it. So... yeah, this is fine. What do we draw? I'm not going to play Munitions Expert during my upkeep in case I draw something better. I didn't. This will fetch me a tap land. We're going to go black-red. Munitions Expert. Slam the Ren 6 for 2. Yes. Get to attack them for 1. And then we'll grab Blood Crypt at the end of their turn. Hopefully get to play this Ringleader. So things are coming up Millhouse. Tamagoofy. Okay. No, Roy. I screwed it up multiple times in the last league, and I have never actually had to execute it, and it kind of ticks me off because, I don't know, it just felt embarrassing when it happened multiple times. I also, one time, I just fetched the wrong creature. I just didn't put Kiki-Jiki on top. And I've seen other people do the same thing, so I'm not alone in that. Holy crap. That's a pair of cards. Okay, I can attack with everything and get through for 3 damage, but since we have picked up what we picked up there, I'm just going to go ahead and sort of mid-range it out a little bit, especially against the removal dense deck that is jumped. This is definitely going to be a game where post-board we're going to be wanting Thoughtseize and Blood Moon. I think part of why I'm a little down on things is I was just having such a good run with a bunch of different Urza decks in terms of enjoyment, and I just don't know how competitive or even like medium playable they're going to be from here on out. So I'm just concerned. No, it's, you know what? I bet you they're better than I think that they are. They're certainly going to be worse than they were, but that doesn't mean they're too bad to play. So that's fine. That's also fine. What am I discarding here? I think it's just the land, right? So I play the Snoop next turn, and even if I played the Harbinger on the same turn, it doesn't help me. Yeah. But I also got affected by the ban targeting me, right? Because I like playing the snow piles. I just didn't like playing the good ones. I didn't even play the Sultai snow deck, not once. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to this Blackcleave Cliffs because I might need to discard it to Liliana. See what we flip here. Nothing, of course. So we can win the game next turn, assuming they have no interaction, which they probably do. So if they let my Boggart Harbinger resolve, yeah, it's possible we won't actually be fetching up Kiki-Jiki because we're going to go ahead and pick something else that might be more relevant against Jund.
Compadres, it is imperative that we crush the freedom fighters before the start of the rainy season.
Jesus and remember, a shiny new donkey for whoever brings me the head of
Jund doing Jund things. Thank you again for the follow. That is awesome. Every little bit helps. Okay. Jund is definitely one of our worst matchups. Jund will be a very good deck in the weeks to come, I assume. Although it was already topping tournaments. I think ban control can still be a thing. Yeah, I agree with you. I think blue-white is also going to come back in some kind of way. I don't know which is going to be better. On a lighter note, also working on your cube, I learned MTG has so many horrendous legendary creatures. There are some really bad ones, especially in Kamigawa. And I'm not just talking about Brothers Yamazaki. Opponent discards Assassin's Trophy, sure. Oh, sweet. Well, I'm glad I'm flooding. I'm gonna lose half my permanents next turn. That's great. Lord of Tresor. Oh yeah, Legends. I wonder if 5-color Niv beats up on Jund still with Astrolabe gone. That's going to be a really good question, Raytheon Visuals. Do I? Oh, you're from the Faithless Brewing. All right, so I choose the pile I sacrifice. So let's go to 8, essentially putting ourselves dead next turn. Yeah, right on, man. Thanks for coming on by. I haven't seen you here before, I think. And this is not. I don't know if you. I don't know if you ever dropped by before, but this is not my usual timbre. I'm just a little worn out from today, and just yeah. Oh, you probably would have listened to the episode that I was on, I guess. So, oh, Croxa. Okay, so I'm trying to think if we rip Ringleader into. If I go Snoop, Boggart Harbinger. We go Snoop into Boggart Harbinger. Oh my god, of course. So, but I also need haste. Oh my god, that's amazing. Well, it doesn't matter, so that's cute. Thanks, Dick. It's cool. We 2-0'd the last couple people with their unfortunate hands, so yeah. I don't think I really want Relic here. I think keeping the one of Tarfire is probably okay. I don't think I want Cratermaker. Warchief's probably fine. All these grindy goblins are probably okay. Knock down a War Marshal. I need to find more room. Knock down a Prospector. Yes, we're up against New Jund, which is actually Old Jund. Except that they play Lurrus in the main deck now. I think I'm going to shave a Harbinger and a Munitions Expert. I just don't think so. Thoughtseize looks pretty mediocre. Yeah, you're probably right. I guess I was just thinking as a way to crack open the removal, like, because they can just have so much. Instant speed removal. Because you can assemble the combo, but before you put it down, you Thoughtseize them. I guess what we're supposed to do is just sort of like grind against them, maybe hit them with a Blood Moon, and then just sort of backdoor combo. With this deck, you've got the long game. I disagree. Did you not see the last game? They can't 1-for-1 you. They absolutely can. I mean, maybe I'm analyzing it poorly. I don't know. Feels like Jund has the edge if we play a fair game. Oh, nice. Yeah. Thank you so much, Lumbler. Tomorrow we're going to be playing a whole bunch of crazy things that are Astroladeless decks. So, do you think them having Renin 6 into Liliana the Veil with Tarmogoyf is abnormal? Alright, we're going to keep this. They had a Kolaghan's Command in the middle of it. I don't know what part of that would be abnormal, but I don't think any of it was. Alright, let's play out Blackcleave, Aether Vial, pass the turn. I think that we didn't outgrind them was abnormal. Jund always has it. Certainly feels like it sometimes. What they did was normal Jund. What we did was not normal goblins. But this is the combo goblins, right? I mean, although what I do like about Pie's version is that it's more grindy than the usual. I guess I'm gonna tap land. Okay. I think I'm going to get a basic swamp in case we top deck Blood Moon. I have no spells. Awesome. Awesome. It's okay, we'll top deck what we need. But I'm glad to hear we got someone in here from coming on off the YouTube, because hopefully you have seen my more upbeat attitude on average and are familiar with my works. Okay, so it's pretty great. So I could vial this in. I only have 2 1-mana goblins in my deck though, which are Tarfire and Skirk Prospector. So I think we're just going to hold the Snoop in case they play Liliana here or any other 3-mana spell. And then we get to throw down the Snoop and hopefully get grindy with it. Sure. Yep. Not activating it, huh? I guess they don't want to put the loyalty lower. So we'll sack this to draw a card now. Jesus. Okay. Can we please hit a spell? Please? Nope. But if I hadn't sacked the land, I wouldn't have seen this, so 6 of one, half and as the other. We also get to draw this next turn and vial it in, assuming that they don't Kolaghan's Command me. But if they Kolaghan's Command me, I get to draw it and then just cast it. I think I'm supposed to cast the second vial. It doesn't really hurt to do so. We're not on 0 cards in hand or anything. Sacking was fine. Yeah, I thought so. No, I just had to... I'm just annoyed that they'll mill it. Fuck. Thanks for reminding me. I forgot. I mean that. I sound annoyed, but it's just because I am. I've been playing against so many Kolaghan's commands recently, playing both Urza and now this deck, and they're always just such a pain in the ass. I mean, that's kind of neat. I can play that. In the words of the great... Oh, what the hell's his name? Yeah. Oh, and I can choose not to search. Nice. Yeah. Boop. Alright. I can choose not to search, right? Yeah, I want the Conspicuous Snoop that's on top of my deck. Thank you very much. Okay, almost. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, there's been a crazy amount of Kolaghan's commands around. Gen is super popular when it's playable. Alright, let's see what they got. Hopefully it's Liliana. Wow. That's a card. Okay. Yep, okay. So I get to get Ringleader with the Matron and just kind of crush them a little bit. So this is the 4-count vial. I would not like to use that one. 1-count vial, I would like to use that. Yes, please. Okay, so we go Territory on Goblin. We play this Matron from hand. For these manas. Yes, please. Get the Ringleader. Ooh, baby. Second Ringleader. Get that chain. Got my toenails done with the fingernails matching. I didn't make that up. That was a real song in the 90s. Yeah. Yeah, I guess this is more in line with how these match up. Well, so the thing is, like, they boarded in things like Ashiok, which is meant to protect them from my combo kill. What do they have here? Oh, nice. But they can't... When they have, like, specific draws like this one, they end up a little bit short. Okay, so this one I want to say no to. This one I want to say yes to. Yeah. Okay. I don't have a Snoop right now, so let's just drop in my Harbinger, see what we pick up. We might just be able to kill them on the spot. Harbinger and Kiki-Jiki. Take a Kiki-Jiki. Oh, we'll take both, obviously. They conceded? What? You didn't even... Alright. Alright. I don't want to see anymore. That's fine. I guess I was going to play Kiki-Jiki and then copy Ringleader every turn. Or Matron. Great Henge and Growth Chamber Guardian is insane in Standard. That sounds neat. Alright, we got one more game here against Jund. I'll be back in 2 seconds, and then we're going to hop into it. Roy, am I supposed to take out any Aether Vials? And if so, for what? Cratermaker and Prospector, I guess? You know, on the play, boarding up vials is something you do on the play against grindy decks. Got it. Which we are not. We're on the draw. All right. Let's do it up. We are on the draw. I mean, they could put us on the play, but I kind of doubt it. Down on tempo, up on a card. Yeah, I should. I want to make sure I have a Temur Urza Kinnan deck in tomorrow. Yeah, it's supposed to be the third one. Temur Kinnan song. This hand plays magic. Can I keep it? It's slow, but it plays magic. Suppose if they get Ashiok on turn 3 here, it's not going to be great. I just don't know that I can expect to do better than this. Like, I always feel like against Jund, what I'm supposed to do is just keep almost any 7 that's playable, and then just assume we'll draw what we need to, because that's the way we won the last game. None of the basic we lost all of our spells, and we just won the game by drawing up. So I think I'm going to keep this. Mm-hmm. Only one legal target. Okay. Don't have the Ren 6. Please don't have the Ren 6. Ren 6 is so good here. Tarmogoyf is also good here. It's tribal! No! Oh god, if they make me discard it. Alright, play Bob. Play Lurrus. Play Lurrus this turn. Son of a bitch! God bless it. Alright, what taking 4? Alright, we're gonna be fine. Probably. Probably not. Oh, that was the first instant. It's 5. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. We're all going to be fine here. We're just a little... Holy crap. I kept a 5 land hand, and I have drawn 2 more. 3 more? Are there 3 lands? Jesus. Even for me, that's a lot. This is some next level unlucky. Oh, come on, don't. Swear to Christ if you Thoughtseize me. Okay. It's about to be roll upset. I probably should have grabbed a swamp with that in case I top deck Blood Moon. This card is just bad, right? I don't want to lose any more life. We'll just show off the Sling-Gang, play the Sling-Gang. Probably going to ping Sling-Gang, we'll get to sack it, drain them for 1, and then we can jump block the Tarmogoyf at least once, in theory. In practice, though, we will see what matters. Yeah. I mean, yeah, this game was just... more than a little unfortunate. And yeah, I kept a weak hand, but... Okay. Come on. Yep. Okay. So we put Ringleader on the top because Ringleader has the highest percentage chance to bring us back into this game. We're going to be taking 5 this turn if they want to. Alternatively, they could just pick up their Wooded Foothills, keep adding to the board, and give us the opportunity to jump block. So we'll see what exactly they choose. But I think we're out of luck here. Still, we've had a really good run so far. I mean, we 2-0'd both the first couple matches. Obviously, there was some bad luck on our opponent's side of things, but okay. I was wondering why they would bother to do that way when they could have kept the Assassin's Trophy up for something like relevant that I might draw, but I think we now see why. I do like this Jund deck though with Wrenn and 6 and main deck Lurrus. All right, moving on to match number 4. It's fine. I mean, we had the nuts in the early ones, so it's all good. That's a hand. That is a hand. Okay. Let's see if they're still on Jund Shadow. They kept their 7, so if they're on Jund Shadow, they'll likely have some kind of discard. Ooh, Jund Prowess? What do you mean star? I could visit that deck list if I wanted to. Here, I can put it on screen. Well, I should be able to put it on screen. There we go. This is what they last 5-0'd with. Oh, it has Swiss Spears. Okay. Yeah, so they're on like Suicide Jund. Okay. I think. So, Suicide Jund, on the chat display on stream, it appears as star. Oh, maybe it's so that y'all can't go check it out? Yeah, I think it does line up with what they're playing, but I'm not going to go and read it. I'm going to work off of the theory that I wouldn't know what they're up to. So, I see this opening. I assume they have both discard and removal. They didn't play discard on turn 1 because I guess they want to add to the board and be more aggressive, which makes me think that they probably have a bunch of removal spells in their hand and maybe not as much discard. We can set up a situation where we can combo them. Basically through the end of the next turn. So I'm going to play War Marshal here. If they have a discard spell, yeah, they get to knock down my Snoop or whatever. But we're not going to take a lot of damage, or at least probably not. So I think this is a reasonable way to take this. I think putting the Snoop into play when they're so likely to have removal is just losing proposition. Traverse. Okay. So we're going to take 2. Okay. Okay. Could attack them, but I really want to keep my stuff up for being defensive. So here comes the discard spell? Yep. So we'll see if they have... What did they reveal when they searched? They have a swamp in their hand. So that doesn't really matter, but... Put my Snoop in. Matron on top. Okay. Just gonna take the 4 this time. See if it's more. Nope. Okay, they also had a forest. They play a Goyf. Yeah, that's fine. So we can Violin Matron, get a Munitions Expert, shoot down the Tarmogoyf and attack through for 4. Or I can wait. If they don't have removal, we get to Matron for Harbinger, then Harbinger for Kiki-Jiki and win the game. And since I don't need to do any of that now, we're not going to. Okay. Bobble, sure. Passing the turn's risky. It's risky for the Munitions Expert to remove their Goyf line. I know one of the cards in their hand is a swamp right now. I know they're going to draw another card on their turn. So what we're going to do here is put the Matron in response. Get the Munitions Expert and attempt to shoot their Tarmogoyf for 5. They have 1 unknown, so we'll see what's what with it. Bolt. Bolting the Conspicuous Snoop. Yeah, I think this is fine. So Bolt goes to the yard. Hold on. Is Bolt gonna pump the Tarmogoyf? Just gonna feed the Tarmogoyf? Yes, it is. Okay, so we're just gonna kill one of the Swift Spears. Yep. Yeah. Last card in their hand is a swamp. They're going to get an extra draw on my turn, so it has to be a black removal spell for it to be, quote, relevant. I mean, obviously it's going to be relevant. Just depends on in what way. We're going to be able to put in Sling-Gang and crack them for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Put in 1 if they let me keep the Sling-Gang. If they let me get the Ringleader, sort of more risky in a different direction for them. I'm wondering if they... Okay. I think I'm happy to take this. They definitely can't kill me this turn. This is a swamp. I guess drawing TBR next turn gives them a lot of opportunity to kill me then, but I think I'm probably happier just having the maximum number of goblins in play. I'm hoping what happens is that we draw land. because if I draw a land, I'll have the most mobility. Yeah, well, it's not the land I wanted, but I'll take it. Just because it's going to deal damage to me. Wow. There's a Pashalik Mons in here. Sick. Yeah, I'll take all those. So we can attack him for 6. Okay. I think I would rather attack them for 4 and then play the Mogg War Marshal. Next turn, we're going to be able to drop in the Kiki-Jiki off the Aether Vial if we want to, or the Ringleader. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to attack them for 1, 2, 3, 4. This gives me a reasonable number of blockers, so they basically have to draw Team or Battle Rage to kill me. Which, you are never not dead to Team or Battle Rage, my friends. Never. Okay. Go. Okay. I'll see you in a second, Roy. The last card in their hand is Team or Battle Rage. If I block 1, 2, 3, this becomes 8. And I take exact lethal, so they conceded because they didn't have it. Got him. We definitely want Blood Moons. I think everything else is largely not that good. I'm going to cut Prospector and a War Marshal. Cratermaker good? Cratermaker's not that good. War Marshal's better as multiple goblins and a blocker. Pashalik Mons is great because they're going to hit themselves low. Goblin Warchief is great because it gives my stuff haste and cost reduction. This Tarfire is not particularly good, but it can kill a Monastery Sphere on my turn. It's actually probably pretty okay. All right. Yep. Not great, but definitely keepable. Okay. That's what we signed up for when I brought in the extra Tarfire. How did we board? Oh, holy shit. I brought in the extra Tarfire. I brought in the 2 Blood Moons, and I took out Skirk Prospector, Cratermaker, and 1 Mogg War Marshal. Hey, I actually retained everything. The big brain. Team Battle Rage. Hit me for 3. Oh no, it would have been 6. Oops. Glad they didn't. Fetch Shock Snoop, I think. That's the best play here. there's a Harbinger on top. It'd be great if I had the mana for it, but they don't know that I don't, and they didn't remove my Snoop at end of turn, which leads me to believe that they don't have the removal, but they could have the kill here. Because their deck is crazy and plays Mutagenic Growth and Temur Battle Rage. So I ain't blocking this thing. Let's see how much we take. Lethal? Not lethal. Tumbleglyph? 1/1 Death Shadow? Scoop. Alright. I'll take it. Nice match win. Yeah. I have my German leftover Modern Horizons cards here. And besides having these 2 copies of Der Flüchtigen, which is Ephemerate, we have Zwei Fact oder Fiction. These are just the ones that have never made it into a deck. It was the point. We have ein Scheluda Trupp Lieutenant, which is the Sling-Gang. Wir haben Verschwinder Goblin Schmetterhelix, which is Smiting Helix. We've got Magnetic Sinkholes, Lavadarts, German Lavadarts, Lavapfehl, Plünderung, Goblin Matron, Pashalik Mons in German, and then, yeah, 2 Munitions Experts in German. 1 Soul Herder, 1 Infiltrator. What is it called? The Ninja. So if I wanted to make the Goblins deck, I have a chunk of it. But I don't... Oh, Tegan time! We already played against this person. This league, right? Maybe it was earlier today. Was it earlier today? I think it was earlier today. I think this is the person who was on Jund. Nope, round 1. Oh, this is the Titan player. Okay. Round 2, fight. Oh yeah, dude, it's a great friggin' set. Like, they finished the Talisman cycle, right? They did all the enemy colored. Okay, this is not Titan. They got the cycling lands from Onslaught in. We found the solution to rotating eternal formats. What, Modern Horizons? I think a lot of people would disagree with you on that one. Oh, well then. Sure. Yikes. Okay. We know we have a land on top, so I'm drawing no useful spell this turn. Ah, that is not what I meant to... Alright, my bad. It's not a big problem, probably. We drew both our Skirk Prospectors in our opener, by the way, and I kept it because I'm bad. I think I'd rather sack Fiery Islet to draw a card this turn because 3 mana is almost the most amount we need, but we really need to get something going on here. It's going to be Liliana? Nothing. That's something. Actually, literally the opposite. Do you think MH1 caused enough of a change in Eternal formats to compel Eternal players to buy new cards for functional, not cosmetic reasons? Yes, but like... So did all of this year, right? I mean, Eldraine was completely insane. and etc. What am I supposed to play here? Like the Aether Vial is just getting worse and worse. So like, it's potential future value, or is the Cratermaker's adding 2 power to the board in a game where I'm not? Yeah, of course, of course. Okay. Oh no, more? Good lord. Yikes! That has life gain. Alright, well, maybe we'll get him game 2 and 3. Or now. Now's good. What are the chances the Jund deck has more removal? Slim to nil. It's like 80-90% tops, right? Oh my god. I'm conceding because the top card in my library is Cavern of Souls after that second 2-for-1 Kolaghan's command on specifically an Aether Vial, which puts me back so far that like I'm never coming back. The removal analog of the Storm scale has to be the Jund scale. Yeah, I guess so. But the Storm scale is specifically like how likely is a card to get printed into a standard legal set, and I think a lot of the cards that are like Jund staples are not. How do I want to say that? They're not of a power level that would actually be a problem for standard. So, like for example, like Kolaghan's command is really good, right? But they could print Kolaghan's command in standard, and it would kind of look like a joke right now, I think. I think this is how we went last time. We didn't draw any blood moons. Hopefully we will this time. Also a matchup where I really want to have Trashmaster because they could probably bring in Plague Engineers. Well, I guess if you're looking on like a 1-for-1 power level, I mean, sure. But... okay. This hand is... not great, but okay. Bant still feels fine, not as good, but still decent. Well, that doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, Bant is like the boring control deck, and like Ice Fang being worse and Uro being worse are not the end of the world. Like I was watching my friend play those decks before Arkham's Astrolabe came out and any of that, so did they? Okay, I didn't catch who they targeted. Just need our Triome, yeah. Okay, well, got turn 3 combo in my hand. Maybe I get to win. I do need to draw black mana. Wait, where did it... Can I have a Snoop in this hand? No, I didn't. I'm just being silly. I have a Goblin Matron, which I could sack my Skirk Prospector to play Goblin Matron here and then get a Snoop. Seems like a losing proposition, but otherwise I'm not doing anything with this turn, so maybe that's the right thing to do. Okay. Okay. Yikes. Okay. So if I could guarantee that I was going to draw any goblin next turn, it would be a fill in the blank with. So I don't have enough mana to play a Ringleader. Pashalik Mons is not impressive. It's probably just supposed to be a Snoop, huh? Snoop lets me start grinding. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Okay, so they're gonna have Kolaghan's Command. And my piddling clock is not gonna matter, I think. But when you're playing goblins, you gotta gob. Oh great. I'm gonna draw my other Kiki-Jiki. Super duper. Oh, at least I didn't have Kolaghan's Command. Please Assassin's Trophy me, bro. Bro set. Brobot. Bro they. Sure. Okay. Yeah, I think the Ice Fang Quaddle is going to be a lot worse. I can't imagine it being good enough for a long time. It's just going to be so hard to get the snow permanents early. It was like, it's going to be even better against grindy decks, but a lot worse against, not better against grindy. It's still okay against grindy decks, but it's not going to be very good against any kind of aggressive deck. All right, I'm going to take the 5 here. Just because having more goblins in play gives me a little bit of power with certain draws, but not that one. Okay, we're going to attack with the ones that are not Munitions Expert, because Munitions Expert is the least relevant goblin if I ever got to this Kiki-Jiki. But this hand, I think, is just not going to be good enough here. Or too low too quickly. I think they probably have 1 or 2 removal spells still. Yep. Oh god, the running Bloodbraid Elf. Okay, I'm done. Okay, so, yeah, sorry about all that, but, yeah, Red-Black Goblins. One hell of a deck. We had some pretty insane combo draws. We had some good grindy draws. It's a good deck. I think I might enjoy playing it more in the future. This version of it is really good. I like the fact that it can grind pretty well. So, yeah. Good job, Piegonti. He, yeah, it was a surprisingly fast league. I mean, when you're playing a deck that is both aggressive and has an instantaneous combo kill and all your opponents immediately throw down to the combo, it makes it pretty straightforward. I don't know if I would change anything about this. I think this is geared for a more competitive meta than the regular old league that I was just playing there, because we didn't run into anyone else playing tribal decks of any kind, but I guarantee we would probably hit some Eldrazi, which Plague Engineer's not particularly good against, but probably other Goblin decks. I'm going to need to figure out what I want to play against or in the Mana Trader series over this week, because I'm running out of time to qualify for the Swiss for that. But anywho, we're going to be back in 11 hours with an all-day stream of absolute wacky insanity. Should be a really good time here on the Mana Symbol channel. So for everyone who is checking this out live, thank you so much. Anyone else who checks this out in the future, I want to thank you for bearing with me on this league. This is not the attitude or energy or anything that I would like to bring to all of you, but I just want to know I want you all to know how thankful I am for the people who bother to swing by and watch and hang out live and all of the wonderful things. People who have been inspired by my deck list. I mean, that makes it more fun and easier to keep on going. And obviously, this is not, when we look back at these days, when we look back at Astrolabe being banned and stuff like that, it's going to be just fine. So, you know, that's going to be a-okay in the future. Yeah. All right. Rock on, friends, and take care of yourselves, your friends, your loved ones, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.